The session 2, which we have discussed, which shows the challenges of human resource management are growing employee expectation, growing size of workforce, emergence of new technology, internal politics, human psychology, changes in laws and regulation, maintenance of human relations. Since there are so many challenges, so we have got the scope of HRM, and the scopes are industrial relation, personal aspect, and welfare aspect. Under this three aspect, scope of HRM lies. Now, all this scope of HRM brought us to the objective. So, objective of HRM are organizational development, societal development, functional development. That means the work should be done properly, the function should be taken place properly, and finally, the personal development. Personal development means development of staff, development of managers, and of course the development of managements. So these are all the important aspects. Let us go in the detail of the objective. First, societal objective, it is legal compliances, benefit, union management relation. Functionalities, appraisal, placement, assessment, and personalities, training and development, appraisal and placement, compensation and assessment, organizationalities, human resource planning, selection, training and development, employee relation, appraisal, placement, and assessment. Importance of HRM. At the enterprise level, attract and retain the best people in organization, train people for challenging roles, develop right attitude towards the job, develop skills and competences, promote team spirit, develop loyalty and commitment. At the societal level, it is enhance standard of living, generate employment opportunities. These are very important. Then at the individual level, it is promoting the teamwork and team spirit, provide opportunities for growth, increase productivity and profit, develop diligence and commitment towards the work, and improve job satisfaction. At the national level, it is enhancement the standard of living, provide better employment, efficient use of natural, physical, and financial resources. So, the function of HRM are, as we discussed in the session number 1, there are two types of function, managerial and operational. Managerial functions are planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Now, these are the most important functions which are coming under managerial function. Now, next function which we have to discuss is operative functions are as follows. Procurement, which is job analysis, HR planning, recruitment, selection, placement, induction, and internal mobility. In development, it is training, executive development, career planning, succession planning, human resource development strategies. So we need to see that these are all operative. Then motivation and compensation, which come where there are job design, work scheduling, motivation, job evaluation, performance, and potential appraisal, compensation, administration, incentive, benefit, and services. For maintenance, health is most important. Safety, of course, welfare, and social security. Right now, health is the most important. And finally, integration is very important. Integrations where the grievances, the discipline, team and teamwork, collective bargaining, participations, empowerment, trade union, employers, association, industrial relationship are very important, which is done by HRM. So these are all those functions which has been done. But finally, emerging issues. Right now the emerging issues are personal records should be maintained properly, personal audit, personal research, HR accounting, human resource information system, job stress should be handled properly, counseling should be done often, mentoring, and international HR policy should be followed. So these are the policies should be. As there in this particular flowchart, you can see in your book. So this flowchart shows that how HRM people are getting help from different departments and how HR people also help different departments. First, it is production department, information, material, marketing, finance, and technology. The next topic in your book is competitive advantage. Now, what is competitive advantage? When a firm is implementing a value, creating strategy not simultaneously being implemented by any current or potential competitors, then we call it as competitive advantage. And we can say that firm has got the competitive we can say that firm is having the competitive advantage. Now let us see 16 practices of competitive advantage which can be done by the people or through people. Now one is employment security, incentive payment, participation and empowerment, symbolic egalitarianism, long-term perspective, and selectivity in recruiting. So these are main 8 points. But apart from this 8 points, 16 we are not discussing, but apart from 8 points, there are 10 points which need to be taken care of. One is employee ownership, team and job redesign, wage compression, measurement of practice, cross-utilization, cross-training, high wage, information sharing, training and skill development, promotion from within, overarching philosophy. These are the 10 aspects which need to be looked into to bring competitive advantage. Another 3 things which are very important. One is analysis of job perspective. Then job description. Job should be described properly so that people know what they are doing. And then job evaluation. The HRM should evaluate the job very nicely. Otherwise, how will people know that whether people are performing well or not? Next, we need to see that competitive advantage can also take in place if the HRM perform the generic function. What are these generic functions? Selection, performance appraisal and performance management, reward. Also, learn the purpose of reward system. That means why you are giving the reward, why, whom, and for what reason. So if the HRM can do these 3 things, then of course a company will get the advantage. Competitive advantage through leadership. Leaders are the core factor because the strength of any company lies on the leader. The leader should arrange it. They can strengthen this aspect. It takes strong executive leader to bring about positive pattern of employment relationship. If the leader is good, definitely the employee will love to work under him and he can be a true person. For organization to maintain a competitive advantage, they must focus on learning continuously, and top managers should be recruited under a very good scrutiny system, or the selection process should follow personal characteristics. They should see the personal characteristic of the person. They should see the skill, especially communication skill, organizational skill, and the group skill, whether he has got the group skill or not, whether he can perform group activity or not. So we have come to the last topic of this chapter, which is function of HRM. The HRM functions are the unit taking care of the people in the organization, provides significant support and advice to the line management, examine the various HR processes that are concerned with attracting, managing, motivating, developing and employees for the benefit of the organization. The major function of HRM could be shown in this flowchart. First one is staffing. That means you need to recruit the staff. Next, train them and develop them. Third, motivating them to be there in the organization. And finally, maintain their skill, maintain their performance level. So maintenance. So these 4 functions are important. First, staffing. What is staffing? Staffing means which aim to locate competent employees. That means you need to search competent employees who are very good and bring them into the organization. Number 2, a continuous activity in the organization. You need to give them a lot of stuff so that they can keep on performing and give their best. So you need to do this continuously and search the best. Next, job analysis. The process whereby jobs are investigated in the sufficient detail to enable what? Number 1, recruitment of people into them. Number 2, assessment of the performance of the people who are already working in them. So this analysis are very important. Now once you do this 2 analysis on the basis of recruitment and assessment, you actually done this job analysis properly. So you need to see that after staffing, you need to see the job analysis. Now job analysis identify the following information. Number 1, detailed breakdown of the duties, that who will be doing what kind of duty involved in a position. Number 2, skill, knowledge, attitude and experience a person should bring to the position. The right kind of people should be doing right kind of job. Number 3, environment condition of the job. That means you need to keep on developing the environment conditions so that the person who is doing job, they can give their best. Now, job analysis is of two form. What kind of two form? Number 1 form is job description. So in job description, what you do? Critical skill required for the job, we need to say. Next, task or performance standard. You need to see the standard of the task and performance. Number 3, responsibility and disciplinary procedures should be identified properly. That what are the disciplinary things should be done. Service condition of the job should be enhanced properly, and pay rates. Of course, pay rates are very important. And next, job specification. Describe the requirement of the person for the job. That means what kind of abilities should be required, what kind of educational qualifications is required, what kind of special physical and mental skill is required, what kind of training they should be having before joining. And next, experience and other thing which is specified beforehand for staffing or recruiting. When you do the staffing, you need to know that what exactly you want from your staff. Then only the staffing process is the best. Now, job descriptions are useful for recruiting and screening new possible employees because of their clarity and comprehensiveness. If they are clear, then of course job descriptions can be taken up them nicely. Job description provides a foundation for evaluating job applicants. Job applicants decide with this job description whether they should join or not, and developing legally justified interview questions so they can give the good answers. Now, recruitment, initially attraction and screening applicants. Now, first, internal sources. What are the internal sources from where the recruitment process takes place? Internal sources are job posting, internet. From internet you find out the job prospect, succession plans and referral. Next, external procedures is advertisement. Normally you see in the newspapers and all. Job placement agencies are there, like Naukri.com and all. Internet placement through the colleges and universities. A lot of universities, they normally give the job. Now, referral means, what? Suppose somebody, Vaishali ma'am refer that, so and so person is very good, so you go for the job. These are internal. Now, selection procedure. Selection procedure is that the application is given. Once the application is given, they check out that whether the application is right or not, whether the person is suitable for the job or not. Then method of selections are, first you come for the interview, then test, you have to write down some test, background investigation is taking place, this is important, and then finally one is medical test. Now, after this medical test, you hire. Now, this is the process of appointing the person selected for a particular job. Next is induction. What is induction? Introducing the employee to the organization and the organization's culture. You need to tell them what is the organization culture and introducing them to the job. And finally, it is the training and development. Employee training is very important, designed to assist the employee in acquiring the better skill for the current job. Employee development, after the training, then it is the design to help the organization to ensure that it has necessary talent internally for meeting the future human resource needed. That means you need to see whether the person after the training also have got the skill or not, because that is called development. Now, organization development is deal with the facilitating system, wide change in the organization. That means what is the organization, accordingly they develop themselves. What is career development? Career development is designed to assist the employee advancing their work lives. That means their standard of living should be enhanced, their personality should be enhanced. However, it is the responsibility of the individual, not of the organization or employee center. It is individual which is important, whether they want to develop their career or not. Otherwise, teachers is giving the same thing. It's applicable for the student also. Motivation. An employee's intrinsic enthusiasm about and drive to accomplish work. Number 1, respect between management and workers. Number 2, set performance standard for each employee. You need to set the performance standard, that how you want your employee to be. That is how the employee get the motivation. Oh, they like us, or oh, they want this kind of things for us. So that is the motivation. Next is maintenance. Not only that you hired, after that you have to maintain. So what are the things you need to maintain? Medical facility, canteen facility, housing facility, transport, recreation facility, loan facility, educational facility, and various incentive schemes. Clearly views the retirement benefits and all this thing. That is how an employee retain in the place. Otherwise, employee will definitely go. Now, communication program should be there where you need to teach them, guide them how to do email, how to do voicemail, internet, bulletin board, function hall, video conferencing, telephone, cell phone, etc. These are the communication program which the HRM people need to take up, because with this only they can interact with the employee and they can keep on intimating the management people about the employee. So you need to see that nowadays people go for video conferencing after this lockdown period. Now, external element which affect the HRM. What is that? Dynamic environment of HRM. First, globalization, new technology, which we discussed in the first beginning of this session. Workforce diversity that require changing skill requirement, and then continuous improvement, decentralization, employee involvement, and ethics. These are the thing which is actually now making this HRM very, very important, because things are dynamic. Dynamic means it is changing continuously. So once it is changing, we need to see this. Moreover, the legal or government things are also changing. The laws and regulations that benefit the workers and protects them in the workplace. So we need to see what are the things which is changing. Leave benefits, Civil Rights Acts, Wage Acts, then Person with Disability Act, Gender Act, Labor Union. So these are the things which is changing. So who is looking into all this thing? It is looked after by HRM people. Especially the sick leave, vacation, maternity leaves, and all these policies are changing. So with the changing policy, the HRM should up to date their employee. Now these are the things. Finally, the labor. So what is this labor union? Labor union exists to assist the workers in the dealing with the management with a third party representative to secure wages, hours, benefit, and other terms and conditions of the employment. So these are all be taken by. With this, we come to an end of this chapter, chapter number 1 of BST. Please make a BST copy, write down all the slides contained of session 1 and session 2, and of course this question banks answers and questions. And if any doubt, you have got my number, you can clarify the doubts. I'll give you a proper assignment questions where you will be filling up after that. But first, you read these slides contain and see the slides. Thank you very much.